Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathy Leone, and these are some of the stories coming today to Herald-Tribune.com. Reporter Carlos Muniz will have a follow-up story about yesterday's bloody brawl at Lido Beach, which led to a gunshot and arrests. The Sarasota-Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization will give FDOT its recommendation regarding replacement of the Cortez Bridge. The Manatee County Planning Commission considers Mosaic Fertilizer's request to extend its mining and trucking schedule by 14 years for its Wingate Creek mine and make adjustments to its mining plan for its southeast tract, also in Duet. Environmentalists are expected to make objections. The Fresh Start Initiative will have a presentation to the County Commission at the board's Wednesday meeting on proposed uses for two public parcels adjacent to the celery fields, a valued birding and recreational area east of I-75 in Sarasota County. The two parcels, totaling about 23 acres of public land, are at the southwestern and southeastern corners of the intersections of Apex Road and Palmer Boulevard. Now, you might remember a public outcry arose in 2017 when a developer sought approval to rezone one of the parcels for a heavy industrial waste processing facility. The board voted down the proposal 3-2 after a public hearing brought out more than 300 residents, more than 70 of whom testified as to the inappropriateness of the waste plant idea. Another idea for a giant warehouse at this intersection, also opposed by the community, did not go forward. Nicole Rodriguez will have this story. Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino and members of the Sarasota Police Department Criminal Investigation Division will hold a news conference today regarding an investigation that began in late February 2018. The operation resulted in arrests and discovering more than $100,000 in stolen construction tools and lawn equipment. South Sarasota County may be home to several new hotels soon. The 4 Point by Sheraton Hotel, which would be located just south of Gold Rush Restaurant and Venice Regional Bayfront Health, had its first public vetting April 17th when the Venice Planning Commission heard a request for a zoning map amendment. Next up, the Venice City Council. Meanwhile, Hilton is reportedly showing an interest in building a hotel on Tamiami Trail in Northport, which would be the first new hotel in the city since the Budget Inn. A Riverview High School student asked his girlfriend to prom with a racist sign reading, quote, "If I was black, I'd be picking cotton, but I'm white, so I'm picking you for prom." Now, the sign, documented on Snapchat, circulated on Twitter Sunday night. The school has confirmed it is a Riverview student, and the event is under investigation. Arts editor, Jay Handelman, has a story about 5 women of achievement, including the first African-American to get an MBA from Harvard, who got together for a conversation about encouraging others to fulfill their dreams and publish books. Jay's here now. Tell us more.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. So tell us all about how these women how they came together and who they are.
Well, it's a pretty impressive lineup. It was put together, as far as I understand, by Pat Mechanic, who used to be a business writer at the Herald-Tribune years ago and is now marketing and public relations professional. And she spent a long time writing her first novel. And she was looking for help in trying to figure out how to promote it and get people to discover it. And she started networking, and she came across a group of women who have had some achievements and have all written their own books, a very different group of people. And this group includes Marcia Haygood, who is a human resources professional, and she's written a book called The Little Black Book of Success, which it's in its 11th printing and now has a new workbook, and she speaks all over the country as a consultant. There's Lillian Lincoln Lambert, who was the first African-American woman to graduate with an MBA from the Harvard Business School. And she has a book called The Road to Someplace Better, which is a memoir about her career. And she got into a business of construction monitoring and helping businesses build structures and maintaining them. And there's Pat Mechanic, whose book is called Illusions of Paradise, that was self-published. There's Alana Nicholas, who lives in the area, and she has created No Strings Publishing, and she was working as a social worker, helping in rehab and drug abuse counseling, and she's now doing children's books and publishing them as well. And Vicki Oldham, who is a longtime reporter and filmmaker, and she has been spearheading the Newtown Alive project and creating markers in the Newtown area of historic places. And so she has a companion book for people who want to know more about those markers called Newtown Alive, Courage, Dignity, and Determination. And so they're all going to get together on Saturday from 2:30 to 4:30 at the North Sarasota Library in Newtown and have a program that they're calling Begin, Believe, and Be, which is going to be talking about how they managed to put books together when people weren't giving them help or support, and to encourage other people to try writing books or to pursue other dreams that they may have, that maybe the lessons from their own book writing and publishing experiences may help them achieve.
Wonderful. What an eclectic group and wonderful group of women coming together. It's at the North County Library, you
right,
said?
on Newtown Boulevard. It's open to the public. It's free.
Wonderful.
They'll have books there, I'm sure, for sale if people want to buy them and get them signed. But they'll mostly going to be there to share information, share their stories, talk a little bit about themselves. And I got to sit down with all 5 women a couple weeks ago to talk about their experiences, and I tell you, it's a pretty impressive group of people. So it should be an interesting discussion.
I know this is the first one. Do they have plans to do this in the future? Is this something that they're really sort of just starting to?
This is the first one they're doing. Several of them are seasonal residents, Lillian and Marcia, so I'm not sure how frequently they may see how this one goes and maybe do it again in the fall or next winter when they all return. But they're going to do this as a sort of a test and see how the response is.
I love it. They're giving back.
Yeah.
They've done it and they're giving back, so that's wonderful.
And there's so many challenges that anybody faces when you try to do something you've never done. And other people have been through all these things before. Why not share the information?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Definitely folks should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all right, you'll find these stories and more throughout the day at heraldtribune.com.